Yordenis Ugas said he's been calling out Errol Spence and he's been looking for that fight. We gonna talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Head over to Patreon right now so you don't miss anything. I got some content I will be putting on the Patreon side of things, giving everyone a fair warning. Also, you can become a YouTube channel member. Hit the join button next to the subscribe button. It does help the channel in a phenomenal way. Now let's talk about it. PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, they did a Facebook Live or a social media interview with Yordenis Ugas, and he had some interesting things to say. One of which is he said he's been in the queue waiting for an Errol Spence fight. So right off the bat, this is good news to me because I rate Yordenis Ugas. You can argue that he beat Sean Porter. You know, I actually think he did. I actually think he dropped Sean Porter and didn't get credit for a knockdown. And another good thing is there was a point in time where Errol Spence was the boogeyman and his brand wasn't quite where it is now, to the point where it was becoming harder for him to get certain fights that he was calling for. Seemed like people were fronting him off and saying he had, like Keith Thurman was saying he had to do more. Danny Garcia didn't really seem too interested. But now, fast forward to the future, Danny Garcia is saying his next fight is going to be Pacquiao or Errol Spence. You see Sean Porter, who took the challenge and took the test, did very good with Errol Spence and is calling for a rematch. You know, you hear Pacquiao saying he is interested in the Spence fight, etc. So it's all good news. Ugas, I want to get through his quote and talk about what he said on that Instagram or Facebook Live. He says, this is a quote, "I have been training throughout this time, so I will be able to get ready fast. Once they give us the go-ahead, then I will turn up and train even harder." He says that he thinks he beat Sean Porter. He said, "I think I won that fight and became a world champion that night. I think I did everything I needed to do to become a champion. The referee didn't count the knockdown in the 12th round, and that would have given me the championship," which is literally what I just said. And he says, "I have always wanted that fight for 2 years. I have been asking to get that fight against Errol Spence," end quote. So he said he's been waiting. Now Errol Spence has beaten Sean Porter. See, Ugas, they didn't give it to him, even though you could argue, like I said, it's debatable. You can argue that he beat Sean Porter. Sean Porter then, his very next fight, went on to fight Errol Spence. So now Errol Spence has the hardware that Ugas feels that he was robbed of versus Sean Porter. So, and I believe Ugas was the IBF, or he might still be the IBF mandatory for Errol Spence. I think when he fought Omar Figueroa, I believe that was an eliminator for that. So one way or another, that is a great option for Errol Spence in the future. Obviously, he's coming off of an injury, and he says he wants to go straight back into a big fight. So he's looking at Danny Garcia. That's the rumor. That's what sources are saying in the industry, that Errol Spence would fight Danny Garcia. For me, that's a great fight. It's a bigger fight than Ugas. So if there's no mandatory order or anything that would get in the way, then, you know, I think Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia makes the most sense. If Errol Spence feels he's ready for, you know, to go straight at a name like Danny Garcia, no tune-up or anything. You know, that's very bold of Errol Spence, but ultimately he knows how he feels. I do think Yordenis Ugas is a great fighter. He looked really good in stopping Ray Robinson. He looked good in the Sean Porter fight. Got off to kind of a slow start, but I think he's very quality. I thought he looked real good versus Omar Figueroa. We never really seen Omar Figueroa in a one-sided fight like that, you know. And Ugas, he just picked him apart. That was on the Pacquiao Thurman card that I covered. So I think he's a top 8 guy for sure. He has no belt, but you can argue that he should have been given the belt, or he earned it, not given, but he earned it versus Sean Porter. But nonetheless, they didn't give it to him. Sean Porter went on to fight and lose to Errol Spence. So now he's going to want to fight Errol Spence. You know, in this whole thing every time I talk welterweights, I just feel bad for Terrence Crawford, man, because I think Terrence Crawford is such a quality fighter, and he's gonna go through like this. You guys, for the record too, I made a video about it. You guys called out Terrence Crawford as well, but it's just all of Terrence Crawford's contemporaries in the talent pool, they're all Al Heyman fighters. So we don't know which one he'll get, and we don't know if he'll get the pick of the litter, like the main one he wants when he wants it. He's saying he wants Errol Spence right now, but we know he's not going to have first dibs on that. They're going to make the in-house fights. They're going to make unifications, big fights that build Errol Spence's name. You know, so we might even see an Errol Spence versus Ugas. If let's say Errol Spence gets past Danny Garcia, you might go and have a Ugas fight, something like that. Because again, he might be the mandatory from the Figueroa fight, unless something's changed. It's kind of hard with this pandemic, because I don't know what the sanctioning bodies are doing, and they haven't really done any updates with the rankings because everything's at a standstill. So we'll wait for things to clear up a little bit, but I definitely like Ugas. I think he's worthy of any big fight, but he definitely should fight somebody in the interim. Maybe a Sean Porter rematch, maybe Sergey Lipinets, Jose Cito Lopez, anything. You know, he stopped my dude Mike Dallas, you know. So I think he needs to stay busy and, you know, pursue the bigger fights, but don't stagnate your career. Wait for it. And it sounds like he's not doing that. He's saying he's staying in shape and he's training. So, you know, I can't wait. I can't wait to see. The welterweight division is lit. Also, you guys can support the channel. Click the ESPN Plus link in the description box. ESPN Plus, the home of a lot of exclusive original series, docu-series, documentaries. They got one on Dennis Rodman, 30 for 30. Click the link in the description box. Get ESPN Plus. You guys won't regret it. You can get it as a standalone app, or you can add ESPN Plus bundle. It's ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus, all three apps, one price, and that's $12.99 a month. Let me know what you guys think of Ugas. He said he's been waiting for Errol Spence. Again, this is good news to me because I think he's a quality fighter. I like that fight. Very interesting matchup. Cuban guy who can box, who, you know, he might even be Errol Spence's height, maybe even a little bit taller. He's always in shape. He's definitely has some experience with Ray Robinson. Ray Robinson beat Terrence Crawford in the amateurs, and so did Ugas. And then Ugas arguably beat Sean Porter. So, you know, I can't wait to see him in some big fights. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego, signing off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.